Anthropic has recently released their latest blog titled When AI Builds Itself. So the blog talks about how AI would be able to build itself and the next gen AI models will be built by AIs itself. So has Anthropic unlocked the secret to intelligence explosion, which is greatly accelerating the advancements in AI? Why exactly is Anthropic saying that they'll be able to build self-improving AI? What is the evidences that they have? And what are exactly the implications of making self-improving AI? Let's find out in this video. Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Meditator. So Anthropic says that based on the previously unreported data which they have in the company, they say that AI is already accelerating the advancements in AI and the development of AI systems in general. So they give an example of how between 2021 and 2025, the amount of code that Anthropic engineers used to ship that had increased up to 8 times using Claude AI in 2026. So that means that every Anthropic engineer is able to output 8 times more code than before. And they have measured this in terms of lines of code. They said that previously the task that AI was able to work on was doubling every 7 months. But right now it is doubling every 4 months. And given the trend of the pace, it seems that they would be able to soon unlock recursive self-improvement. That is, they'll be able to automate the building of AI systems itself. And they talk about how research and development of AI systems, the next gen AI systems, would itself be automated. But they say that if that's done, humans could lose control of these AI systems. But why are they saying so? First, let's understand the claims that Anthropic is making. The first major claim that Anthropic does is that Anthropic says that 80% of the code that is being generated inside Anthropic has been generated using Claude Code, which is Claude's AI model. And that's the figure of May 2026. But they say that back in 2021 and 2025, that was in single digit percentage points. And that has gone up to 80% in May 2026. They said that previously Anthropic engineers used to copy the code written by Claude AI models and then paste it and then run it. But in 2025 and 2026, when Claude AI started to run its own code, we saw rapid improvements in the number of lines of code generated by AI. Now, Anthropic warns that lines of code is not exactly an accurate measure to see whether AI models are really improving, but it does point out that there is an acceleration in the advancements in AI. This is because lines of code, the same thing that 100 lines of code can do, the similar thing even 80 or 60 lines of code might be able to do. So it's not exactly an accurate figure, but we can see that given a specific prompt for building software, AIs are now increasingly able to code complex systems reliably, and the code works. In 2024, Claude Opus 3 was able to reliably do human-based tasks for up to 4 minutes. That figure for Claude Sonnet in 2025 was 1.5 hours. And they say that if this trend continues, soon Claude AI models will be able to do days of work and maybe even weeks of work. And that could be also true for other AI systems which could be catching up to Anthropic, such as OpenAI or Google's Gemini. So the second claim is that in 2027, these AI models would be able to do weeks and days of tasks reliably, which a human could do. The third claim that Anthropic does is that Claude AI is actually outperforming skilled humans in running well-specified experiments. But they say that they are still not good at setting the goals of research and development. But they say that this gap could soon be closed in the next few months and years. In the fourth claim, Anthropic give an example of how the Anthropic engineers were able to do a task that humans would have usually taken 4 years. They were able to do it in a month. And that was the task regarding bug fixing of something that broke down while building Claude AI model. And one of the reasons they say that it could have taken 4 years for humans to do that task is that human beings need time to understand other people's code, and then they need time to understand what could be the exact fix to the bugs related to that. Now, the fifth claim is particularly very interesting. Anthropic actually quotes an employee in the blog saying it has been 5 months since the employee wrote any code. That is all the code that employee is writing is all from Claude AI. Previously, they say that when they were using the Claude AI models, Anthropic engineers had to redirect them midway or had to reset their goals in order for those open-ended tasks and experiments to get completed. So let's look at this chart. So you can see here that between October and November in 2025, Claude AI was able to hit about 20% in success rate while working on these open-ended problems. But in March and April of 2026, that has gone well above 60%. And right now, that figure stands at 76%. That's the success rate of Anthropic's Claude AI running experiments based on open-ended problems. Now, the sixth claim that Anthropic does is that the code generated through Claude AI is roughly in quality level to that of humans generated by Anthropic's engineers. And that is still a rough figure, but they believe that in about 1 year, the quality of code generated by their AI systems would strictly be better than humans. Now, the seventh claim that Anthropic makes is that for merging the new code generated by Claude AI, there used to be human engineers who used to see whether the quality of code is in line or are there any bugs in it. But they say that as Claude becomes really good at generating code, it could be possible that humans itself become a bottleneck in this process and they would need to use an AI model itself to check whether the new code generated should be merged into the old code or not. So even there, the humans would be removed from the loop. Anthropic says that given all these things are happening and given that current AI models have some rare occurrences of misalignment, it could be possible that they would be able to automate the research and development of AI systems fully. And if that happens, then this misalignment problem in AI could compound and humans could lose control of AI. The alignment problem, the misalignment which they are talking about, basically means that humans are in control of capable AI systems. They are harmless and safe for humans and they act in an ethical way. But as you might have known, and Anthropic says they are the least certain about this. Nobody knows how to actually align a very capable AI, that is artificial superintelligent AI. They quote Edison saying that success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. But they say that now they're gonna be automating this perspiration itself. So there would possibly massive acceleration in AI capabilities. And if you think that this is only going to be for software, then you might be surprised to know that this advancements, this skill Anthropic claims, can actually get transferred to all the fields of science. If AI is actually building itself, it could also be possible that instead of aligning the next generation AI models to humans, the current generation AI models aligns the next generation models to themselves. And we could see that happening in the example given in AI 2027 by ex-OpenAI researcher Daniel Kokotajlo, in which the self-improving AI secretly aligns the next generation AI model to itself rather than humans. And that has wide range of implications on the human society. And if that continued undetected, humans lose control in the prediction. So Anthropic says, a world driven by fast recursive self-improvement could become dominated by the self-improving model as its capabilities fully eclipse those of humans and the model proliferates across the broader economy. It is difficult to predict what the economy looks like if human labor stops being competitive. Then they say that the collision where recursive intelligence building itself ever faster meets the world of humans, relationships, and governance, it's another part of this future that we can't predict. So Anthropic says that there could be unpredictable complications and consequences on the economy if these AI models are unleashed. And here comes the banger. Out of the blue, Anthropic just says by the end of the blog that if it were possible to effectively slow the development of this technology, to give ourselves more time to deal with its immense applications, we think that would likely be a good thing. But they say that if a slowdown simply lets the least cautious actors catch up technologically, it could leave everyone less safe. Without a global coordination mechanism, companies and governments will have to make difficult decisions about safety while under competitive and geopolitical pressures. So Anthropic says that it would be really beneficial if right now everyone just pauses their development of frontier AI model and focuses instead on coordinating with each other to solve this alignment problems. Otherwise, we would be risking the safety of millions of people on this earth. Thus, they say that we believe it would be good for the world to have the option to slow or temporarily pause frontier AI development to enable societal structures and alignment research to keep up with the advance of this technology. And they say that we might need international level organizations for coordinating with this problem, and it should be verifiable. Otherwise, nation states could actually not follow this and race ahead to build this dangerous technology without making it actually safe. And they say that we need to build these verification systems, the verification of data centers, the verification of AI training runs, and possibly chip control as well. They say that we had already built these kinds of verification systems while dealing with nuclear risks and nuclear problems, but that took decades. And right now, we don't have that much time. We might have just a few years until we hit upon this problem. And I myself, along with a lot of prominent AI scientists, think that this problem should be treated like a nuclear risk, because if it goes wrong, it could catastrophically harm a lot of people, and it might also have extinction risks. If you want to know how there could be extinction risks from this AI, you can check out my previous video, which I will be linking above and also in the description below. Now, Anthropic says that it is actually easier to hide the training of AI models compared with hiding missiles. So Anthropic does say that this is a really challenging problem and they cannot do it alone. So at the end of the blog, they say, in the coming months, we will organize conversations where policymakers, researchers, civil society, and other AI companies can help answer some of the questions this piece raises, especially around full recursive self-improvement and how to create better options for coordination and deliberation. And they'll publish what comes out of it. The window to investigate the questions together is here, and people outside AI companies should be involved in this deliberation. So that is actually a good sign to see from an AI company that's coming. And as an AI safety researcher, I too feel that they are being responsible by taking these steps. But again, there are really tough questions that still remain. Will Anthropic really stay active for advocating such a pause and slowdown? Note that Anthropic has raised billions of dollars from investors, and there would definitely be investor pressure upon them, who might never want them to slow down. Another question is regarding advocating for AI regulations. We have already seen how AI companies lobby in America so that the government does not make AI regulations or even AI safety regulations. If you read AI 2027 by ex-OpenAI researcher Daniel Kokotajlo, you will find there are two endings in AI 2027. In the slowdown version, the humanity actually survives and they are better able to deal with this problem of AI. But on the other hand, the race ending, where humanity races to superintelligence and builds a superintelligent AI, that ends up in the extinction of human race itself. That's how big the problem could turn out to be if we are not serious enough and not active enough in solving it right now or pausing it right now. But some people are still skeptical about this slowdown and they don't want AI developments to slow down. So what do you choose? Race or slow down? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for more such updates and please subscribe to the channel. That would really help. Thank you.